Welcome to the Frontline Fantasy Football YouTube edition of the podcast. This is your host, Jason Cameron, and I'm here with my co-host, Austin Arms Alessio.
Hey, friends.
So today we're going to give you the top 5 positions, or top 5 players at each position for Week 4. So I'm going to start us out with quarterbacks. Our first quarterback is Matthew Stafford versus the Bears. He's the number 1 fantasy quarterback so far this season after 3 games. Second is Cam Newton versus the Falcons. I don't like the Falcons defense, and I think Cam Newton runs one in. Third is Phillip Rivers versus the Saints. You saw what happened to the Saints last week versus the Falcons. Yeah, they have no defense. Thank you, Rob Ryan. So I think the Phillip Rivers is going to have a good game. Kirk Cousins versus the Browns is my 4th one. Browns defense, awful, enough said. And then 5th is Andy Dalton versus the Dolphins. I think he's going to have a big game. So, Austin, you want to take running backs next?
All right, we're going to start it off with the running backs. First player I have is Lamar Miller. I think this is the week he finally gets a touchdown or 2 going for him. Obviously, that'll make him a number 1 player, given his usage. I have Zeke as my number 2 player. Again, just how much they use the running back. I think he's going to be a massive play this week, get you a lot of points. Le'Veon Bell, first game coming back. Obviously, given what DeAngelo Williams has done this season, it's nobody's surprised that Le'Veon's going to be probably better than that. So I expect him definitely to be a top 5 option. David Johnson, his usage in both as a pass catcher and a runner, and the amount of touchdowns he gets on a consistent basis and touches, I highly expect him to be a top 5 option this week. Last of all, we have C.J. Anderson. I think he has a bounce-back week versus last week here. I think he gets back up to his double-digit points and touchdowns as well there. Next, for the wide receivers, I have as my number 1, I have DeAndre Hopkins, who's going up against the Titans. Clearly, that's a good matchup, and he obviously gets all the targets, all the work. I expect him to have a bounce-back week, given his low production last week. Antonio Brown's my number 2. He is playing the Chiefs this week. I think the Chiefs' defense is a little bit overrated. I think the Steelers are going to be playing angry. They're going to get back up to a win, and Antonio Brown's going to be part of that reason. Number 3, I have A.J. Green playing the Dolphins. Dolphins' defense is not very good in my opinion, and I think the only way that they can really move the ball is with A.J. Green. I don't expect the running game to be as heavily used as it was last game. That's why I have him at number 3. Number 4, I do have Marvin Jones for the Detroit Lions. He's going to be eating or feasting on Bear this week, as I highly anticipate him to have another big week against the Bears defense after last week as well. So a little high on him. And then I do have Travis Benjamin, who I feel is going to have another great week. Obviously against that Saints defense, or if you want to call it a defense, I think that him and Phillip Rivers are going to have themselves a very nice week. Definitely be a top-end option there. Back to you, Jason.
Thank you, Austin. And last, we'll go to the tight ends. My number 1 tight end is Rob Gronkowski versus the Bills. I don't care that he's injured. He's still the number 1 tight end in my eyes. He's still a stud. He's the best tight end to ever play football.
You do have good eyes.
Thank you, Austin. Second, Jordan Reed versus the Browns. He's due a touchdown. He hasn't had one in 3 games. He still gets the yards, so I think he has a big game this week. Number 3, Travis Kelce versus the Steelers. The Steelers do not have a good defense. As you saw, they got 34 points put up against them. Or they put up 34 points were put up against them by the Eagles. And I think that Travis Kelce continues what he did last week into this week. Next, we have Dennis Pitta versus the Raiders. The Raiders are the worst defense in football right now. He's the most targeted player in the past 2 weeks on the Ravens. And fun fact for you, Joe Flacco and Dennis Pitta are best friends. Number 5, Eric Ebron versus the Bears. The Bears are a mess, and I think Ebron has a good game. Follow us on Twitter at FrontlineFF. You can follow us on Instagram at Frontline Fantasy Football. You can also subscribe to us on iTunes. Check us out.
Shout out to Lendl Smallwood.
Thanks for watching.